Hey everybody, welcome back to Mold3D. Today we're going to go over adding additional supports and Meshmixer. Okay, so we're going to jump into the preform software here. And once in a while, when you generate your automatic supports, it doesn't always support everything you need. Often find that things like earlobes and maybe teeth are usually areas of concern that have these little islands, which are considered overhangs. And these will usually fail to print. Sometimes they'll print flat and then they'll stick on and then they'll get a little flat spot on the bottom of the ear. And depending on the size of the model, if we scale this thing up to its full size, the software will usually have enough space to generate your supports to create those overhang supports, or internal supports as they call it too. But I find that sometimes really small models or small features, like I said, like teeth or maybe small little extrusions of the face or other areas, maybe fingers, tend not to fully get supported. If the details are small enough. So I wanted to show you guys a method to quickly jump into Meshmixer and generate a support or two and then export that back out. So you can see here that it kind of gave us some supports under the chin, and it's sort of missing on the ear. And let's see if it really needs it on the ear at this particular angle. I'm going to guess yes. So you can see even at the full size, it didn't give us a support on the ear itself, which is a problem. So currently there's no way to export this model out of preform as a STL file. I know you can go digging around in the preform file and extract out the mesh with some trickery, but we're gonna just have to use a little bit of guessing to orient our object the same in Meshmixer. So let's jump over there. So let's go into Meshmixer. Let me get this window in here for you. Go to import, and then I'm going to open up this model. So Meshmixer really does care about scale at this point. Make sure all your STLs are properly scaled to what you're going to be working at. If they are not, then you don't really have a basis of what size your supports need to be in their thickness and such. So you can do a lot of cool stuff in Meshmixer. I'm going to give you basically the controls are Alt, and then if you just click in the viewport, that's your rotation. If you middle mouse, that's your pan, and if you right click, that's your zoom. So hold Alt and you get all three. It's quite simple. Let's go to, we don't need to really mess around with a lot of these other buttons on the left here. We usually stay in the Analysis tab. And before we do this part though, we need to orient our model roughly in the same position as what we have in the preform software. So we want this kind of angle. So if we, let's see, get our orthographic view. So if we go that view right here and then try to get us the same, even though this is not orthographic, it's fine. We were going to transform, and we want to rotate her back around roughly 30 degrees, I think. I think we can even look at this one. So it's 150, and her going straight up and down is actually 180. She came in upside down for some reason. So it's 30 degrees. So if we undo and just go back 30, 30.65, that's fine. All right, so that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and hit OK. We're gonna go down to Analysis tab and then hit Overhangs, and right away it should start calculating and identifying areas that are overhangs. We don't need to worry about things so much like this or the nose. or the eyelids or anything like that. If you look in the slicer viewer, um, all those seem to be pretty okay. Those will print just fine. Um, yeah, those will all print fine. We just have to worry about those, the ones that really when you just have little islands that appear. I have another tutorial about this on how to generate supports using ZBrush and identifying the same kind of problem, but it's cool to know how to do it in Meshmixer too because it's actually a little easier because you identify your hot zones right away. And then if we go to advanced here and support generator, we can go and adjust our layer height and post diameter and tip diameter. So all these are related to each other. If you want, you can go and change this to 0.05 if you're gonna be, which is what you'll be printing at on the Form 1 most of the time. At least I do. But you can do tip diameter, so you can drop this and down and then drop your tip diameter. So if you want to get smaller posts, and so that's probably a pretty good size. And the way to do it is if you just click, it's gonna kind of shoot out and find a spot to connect to, but it's not always ideal. So what you can do is just drag down. And let's see how this works. So it's drag down and let go. And if you see if it doesn't connect, hold the shift key, and that like forces it to make a support. So it's not the most graceful way to make supports, but and as you drag them, you don't really have control whether you're here or you're a little closer. But it is a nice way to drop these guys in. So if you wanna, they'll turn usually turn a different color when it finds a spot. I guess I can't find one there. So you see how depending on the angle, it kind of shoots out different directions. So gotta kind of find a sweet spot for it. And you can even come in here if you care to make little ones, and that might be a little big. So this is the nice thing about this software is that you can adjust on the fly the size support that you need for, because not everything needs the same size supports. I've done really super small supports under ears before when the features are much smaller. Say you're printing a full-size character as opposed to just a head. Your ear sizes are going to be smaller, so you need really small supports. So that's pretty much it. You can go in here, drop in these supports, and if you ever need to remove it, if you hold Control and click on a support, they'll go away, and you can redraw it. So post diameter. See what that is. That's cool. And you can also connect them to other ones, so you can Y out. So if you feel like these are a little bit flimsy looking, I often Y my supports off at the bottom when I'm doing ZBrush. So you can do stuff like this. So that's pretty cool. Careful about sometimes you go too diagonal and that makes them like these really thin tubes. You have to avoid that, but so far it's been a pretty handy tool for doing this kind of work. You can get away with a lot with this. So just trying to get one more in here without it going too far over. There we go. That's better. So watch out for your contact size. Just make sure it's not too small. The points, these might be a little small, but just doing a quick demo. And to get this out of here, you're going to want to go to File, and then you can say Export. And I'm going to drop it on my desktop. And I usually do binary STL, it's smaller. Girl supported. And then we're going to drop that out. So you'll notice that when you export these, I think it does become all one mesh. And then we're going to bring this into preform and take a look at it. Open. Her mesh must have been a little bit messed up because it needs to repair it, but that's fine. All right, so there we go. We got our supports in there. I think we're about 150. So 180 is up. Oh, actually, never mind. So we actually exported out this model in position. So now 180 in preform is 0 in our other software. Like I said, for some reason it's bringing it upside down. It seems to do it after you do the mesh repair. So let's generate some supports on this one. And we'll see how it goes. And the cool thing about these new supports that we added, if they ever need support, the software will attach onto those, creating extra connections. So they create other areas that you can, you know, have the software jump and connect onto. All right, so it's pretty good. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so we're fully supported on the ears now. So that's pretty good. You can see right here. And that's the area that I really cared about the most. Those are the areas that always get the most messed up. And the chin will be fine. I don't really know why it's highlighting it red here. It's like not even that big of an overhang. There's plenty for it to grow out on. I've definitely done worse than that, so I would look at that for an area of concern. You've got little supports here for this guy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the tutorial. So you know, you bring in your model, you do all you can to orient your model in your 3D printing software, and for whatever reason you can't get the software to generate proper supports for certain pieces because of the scale that you're working at. Don't be afraid to jump over to Meshmixer to insert in some supports automatically. It's a free software, meshmixer.com. So thank everybody for joining Mul3D with this tutorial. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out at mul3d.com. Go to our Facebook page at Mul3D and follow us on Twitter. We also have a Facebook group for 3D printing, so check out that group as well. And we'll see you next time.